So now that we've created a campaign group, we are now ready to set up our first campaign. In this lesson, you'll learn how to choose the best objective for your campaign and ensure your ad spend is being used as effectively as possible. So we're going to cover two main things: your objective areas and your actual objectives. So let's get started with the objective areas. So what exactly are objective areas and why do we need to know about them? Well, let me explain. So the most simple way to think about these objective areas is picture a funnel or like a sales funnel. Now at the top of the funnel, you have awareness, right? And so you would choose the awareness objective when all you really care about is driving impressions, like lots and lots of people seeing your ad, and you don't really care about traffic, you don't really care about driving leads. All you want is for as many people as possible to see your ad or see your message. That's where you would use the brand awareness objective. Now, consideration, if you use that same funnel analogy, you can kind of think of it like the middle of the funnel, right? Brand awareness top, consideration middle, and that really covers like people that are still on the fence, right? And so whenever your goal is to like drive traffic to your website, or your goal is to get people to engage with your ad and maybe even follow your LinkedIn page, or even just watch your video, right? You want them to like engage with it. That would fall under that consideration bucket. And now for the last bucket is the conversions bucket, right? And this is really what many would say is the most important of the objective. And it's because at the startup level, we don't really care, or I shouldn't say we don't care, but getting lots and lots of impressions is not really the goal. And even driving a lot of traffic isn't really the goal. Our goal as a startup and a venture-backed startup is growth. We want new users, new leads, new MQLs, new SQLs, right? It's all about the conversion. That is what is driving that growth. In most cases, the conversion objective is where most of the heavy lifting is done for fast-growing startups. Each of these objectives will cause a different outcome for your ad campaign, and each are used in completely different situations. But ultimately, the objective will tell LinkedIn what part of the funnel you're trying to focus on, which in turn will allow LinkedIn to deliver your ads to people that are most likely to do what you want them to do. And when I say choose an objective area, I simply mean to just choose any of these boxes within the objective area. Once you click on it one time, you'll see that it actually takes over your entire campaign. Now, for the actual objectives, this may look like a lot, although it's actually more simple than you think. Simply put, you're really just going to choose one of these objectives for your campaign, and it's laid out in a really easy to understand way. You essentially have the three areas and you have to choose at least one of those objectives within that area. So for example, under awareness, we have, one thing to choose. And so you have three to choose from in the consideration bucket, and you also have three to choose from in the conversions bucket. So here's a few tips for not only understanding what these mean, but also knowing how to choose the one that best suits your needs. So as you can see, I have two main ways of learning about each of these objectives. I can simply just hover my mouse over one and it tells me exactly what this is and what the objective does. And I can hover over any other objective to see exactly what each of those do as well. Another thing you can do is actually click on one of the objectives and it will actually tell you exactly what this objective does. For example, this one will be shown to people most likely to view your ads. As I mentioned previously though, brand awareness objective is really for the top of the funnel. So if you know that getting a lot of impressions but very few clicks, very few leads, very few engagements will hurt your company, not help you, I would recommend skipping over the brand awareness objective for now. But don't worry, we'll be putting out future videos that cover the exact situations that you would want to use brand awareness for your objective. And I can change this to any objective I want, right? See, I can just click here and that will essentially launch the new objective. I could sit here all day telling you about each one of these objectives in detail, although I'll tell you from my experience that what they're telling you here, like the actual text, is the real deal. And it's really useful to click around and read these things to, understand exactly what they do and why you'd want to use them. And now you know exactly where to find that info, along with even more details, as LinkedIn provides all of their articles as a help section on their site. Now, the big question, which one do you actually choose? And I know you're hoping for some kind of quick, like, choose this or you should do that kind of answer, but the truth is that part is really up to you. And that's what this video is for. It's really to help you know that the best objective for you to choose is really focused on your goals. It's not focused on just choosing the one that sounds the best or looks the best. It's really about focusing on what your goals are and what you're trying to get accomplished. So here's what I recommend. First, really sit down and determine what you need. Do you need to increase impressions and awareness? Do you need to increase traffic? Do you need to increase leads or MQLs or SQLs? Like, what exactly is your needs and what don't you need? Maybe you don't need video views, right? So it's first all about understanding exactly what you need. And then once you understand that, you can begin to start choosing objectives to support and test that goal. And that's why we showed you the quickest and easiest ways to really search through all of the different objectives and understand how to learn from them, because it really just depends on what your goals are. And from there, you can choose the objective that works the best. For anyone that's like, all right, Sean, come on, just like give us a little direction here. I will say that the objective that I've seen work the best for venture-backed B2B SaaS companies has been the lead form objective. The reason is that many B2B companies have just not invested that heavily into their website, and mostly their website optimization, right? And so even if they have the best targeting, the best ad creative, they may be driving traffic to their website, and that website just wasn't really built to convert the traffic to an MQL. This is where lead forms come in, because they're an incredible way for you to deliver a really tight customer experience while also capturing leads at a really effective cost. So that's it for this lesson of our LinkedIn Paid Acquisition EDU course. In the next lesson, we'll be diving into your audience, how to build them, and what we look for in the best audiences for LinkedIn advertising. From all of us at Coefficient Labs, thank you and thanks for sharing.